This is a Music Therapy Chronicles podcast episode with your host, Tricia'a Caiati. It's not you. It's not your fault. Sometimes life just doesn't go smoothly. And that's okay. You're listening to the Music Therapy Chronicles, a podcast about music therapy from a variety of perspectives. Our ambition is to inspire and connect listeners through meaningful conversations, just like the music therapy conference you can listen to anywhere. My name is Tricia'a Caiati. I'm your weekly host and a board-certified music therapist from the New England region. If you're enjoying the show, please subscribe so you never miss an episode and consider leaving us a rating and review. We really appreciate them. You can find more podcast episodes, links to our pod courses, the self-care community, links to all of our social media, and get on our monthly newsletter, all at musictherapychronicles.com. Thank you so much for choosing to listen to this show today, and you can always reach me by sending an email to hello@musictherapychronicles.com. Welcome back to the Music Therapy Chronicles. Thank you so much for being with me today. This is your host, Tricia'a. I am a traveling music therapist, currently working in New England. I'm your weekly host of this podcast, and today we have a solo episode. I feel like it's been a while since I've done a solo episode. I was just looking back and it looks like the last one came out in early May, but it seems so much longer than that to me. I don't know if it seems longer to you. I don't know if it's like this weird time warp we're living in or what it is. But anyway, it seems like it's been a while since it was just me and the mic. And you, wonderful listener, being here listening. Thank you for choosing to be here with me, to be with the Music Therapy Chronicles today. I know that there are so many things you could be doing with your time and so many wonderful, specifically podcasts out there. And so thank you for choosing this one. Today I am doing a solo episode for a couple of reasons. One I will get into is just a really profound conversation I was able to have with my father recently that I've been trying to figure out how to share in case anyone needs the same reminder I needed. And social media is great. I love sharing things there when I have the energy, which is not always, but when I do. But yeah, so today today isn't the day I'm recording. I have a bunch of interviews lined up. If you don't know, I try my best to batch record episodes. So I will record a bunch of wonderful interviews in a single day and then edit, produce, and release them 1 week at a time. That's just a way that I'm able to better manage my time as the sole person behind this podcast and keeping the content coming for all of you guys, and also working full time. And anyway, so I have a bunch of interviews scheduled today, and unfortunately, for some reason currently unknown to me, my first interviewee was not able to join me at our scheduled time. So that's okay. Hope they're doing well and they're safe if they're listening to this. And I thought, I have some time before my next interviews. I kind of puttered around, did some laundry, and then I thought, I really want to sit down and share this story because it's on my heart, it's on my mind, it still is fresh, and someone else listening could hopefully really benefit from hearing this. So I painted the picture of what today looks like. And to give you some more context, this year, I probably mentioned at the top of the year in some episodes, if not a singular, probably a few of them, that I was going through some significant career shifts. And, things were changing, and I wasn't really sure what things were going to look like and how it was going to feel and how it was going to pan out. And that was part of why my words for the year for 2022 are joy and ease, to allow myself to experience this change, to see what it's like before making any decisions or pushing too hard in any direction, and being able to focus my energy in my personal life more, to refine and reconnect with that joy and ease in my life. And so I feel like I've done that pretty well for the first half plus of the year. And so for the second time this year, I woke up one morning and just overnight had a complete energetic shift. And I woke up and I was like, what the heck am I doing? What is going on? What is just the craziness is surrounding me. And I feel like, I've been trudging along. I've been doing my thing. I've been staying positive. I've been pretty neutral, doing the best I can. And like I said, I just woke up one morning in complete turmoil. And so part of this, I think, is, we've all, how many times have I said, has anyone said, the past 2+ years have been crazy and we're all still adjusting and blah, 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 which is totally true. And I think it's important to recognize that our individual and nuclear lives still have craziness during the collective craziness we are still living through. And yeah, I think that's also something I've been coming to terms with, that life isn't on hold because we're still recovering from the year that was 2020 and adjusting to whatever the future holds. That my personal life is, and personal professional, I guess, is still crazy. And I still need to figure things out. And although I've been making space for myself to experience joy and ease, it all came to a head that morning. It was actually last Monday, the Monday before, or 2 Mondays before this recording. Not that that matters, but I will refer to that day, I guess, as Monday. So Monday happened. I was like, what is going on? Most specifically in my professional life. And part of it, I think, was that I had the wonderful opportunity to meet up with many different friends the prior weekend and separate gatherings. And of course, you catch up and you tell everybody what's going on and how's life and how's this and how's that. And I think reiterating the things that I have experienced, transitioned into, gone through in the past, I'm going to say 8 to 10 months specifically, not even pandemic time. This is just me and my life in the past within a year, saying those things over and over and getting the same reactions from people about, excuse me, what are you saying? That doesn't make sense. There's people's visceral reactions all being the same. So on Monday morning, I woke up and I finally had that reaction to my life. What is going on? What am I doing? Why is this the way it is? And it just set me up for a really tumultuous week. I was really evaluating everything I was doing. I was not necessarily allowing myself to be in that place of joy and ease, but also I think for good reason, right? There is such a thing as, if you're not familiar with this term, but sacred rage. There is a reason why we are enraged by certain things, and that we should be. We should be enraged by certain things. And sometimes that's the fuel we need to make change. So I was processing that and trying to figure out, how did I get to this place? How did I put myself in this position? Why do I still feel this same way that I have felt, years prior, when I feel like I'm making changes and trying to do all the right things to get myself to A, B, C, to get past like this limbo feeling. Anyway, trying to explain this all without too much personal detail. But so the meat of this conversation, or the point, the punchline, I was talking to my dad about it last night, and I am so grateful to have a really positive relationship with my parents. And my father was recently retired, so he was a successful entrepreneur. He worked really hard to build us a wonderful life as a family, and so that's a perspective he's coming from, just for your background. Anyway, so I'm telling him all these things, and just like I'm saying to you, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I don't understand why this keeps happening. I don't understand why I'm still in this place. And yes, I wanted to take this year to figure out how this new thing was going to feel and to try it out and see what was going to happen. But we are over 7 months in, and I still have no direction, answers, guidance, support that I feel like should be in place at this point. So he did a wonderful job listening, and finally he said, this is him speaking, I used to think that life was supposed to be smooth and it was supposed to be easy, and that I would get to a certain point where things would just run smoothly. And when they didn't run smoothly, I would ask myself what I was doing wrong. What about me was wrong that was causing this turbulence? And he said, and finally I realized it wasn't me. And that's the point that really hit me. It's not me. It's not me. And I will acknowledge that, yes, we all play a huge role in our lives and what's happening and where it's going. But sometimes life just gets crazy, and it's not me and it's not you. And I don't need to shame or blame or put pressure on myself, asking myself, why? I don't know if the recording entirely picked this up, but my house just randomly lost power on a beautiful, sunny Saturday morning. Just an example of the craziness and the things that happen. And it's not me. It's not me. That's not a great example of what I'm talking about today, because the things I'm talking about are like bigger than the power going off. But anyway, just for context. So yeah, it's not me. Like, life is going to be crazy and things are going to happen and it's not going to make sense. And at some point you are going to experience this sacred rage and realize it's time for a change. And you, me, whoever, in this case, I, Trisha, am responsible for creating this change in my life. Like, it's time for me to make the change. But that also doesn't mean that everything leading up to this point is me, that it was my fault. And having him remind me of that was something like I knew logically I knew that, like, none of this is my doing, my fault. But again, when I woke up Monday, the thought was, what am I doing with my life? There's two I's in that. What am I doing with my life? And that was putting all of the pressure on me and all of the blame on me for this craziness. This time that will be considered the craziness. So yeah, that's my reminder for you today, listener, is if you are also experiencing something and you're asking yourself, why me? What did I do? What am I doing with my life? Why does this keep happening to me? Things like that. Yeah, I thought I was working towards this and I've been making these changes and this isn't happening for me and blah, blah, blah. Yes, we all need to take control of our own lives, but also we need to know when to let it go and say, it's not because of me. This thing I am experiencing, it's not because of me. It's not my fault. It's not because of me that my life isn't running smoothly right now. And so, as with many things, being able to remove ourselves and our personal attachment from the problem is so therapeutic. What's the word I'm looking for? The word that comes to mind is releasing. It's so releasing. What is the word that I'm thinking of? It's so freeing to be able to see what is going on, whatever this problem, whatever the craziness is, and say, it is what it is. It's happening. I, in some ways, have gotten myself to this place, but it is not because of me that the culmination of these things is happening. There are so many other factors at play. There's the people directly engaged in whatever situation you're thinking of. There are the systems and the powers that be, that govern our society and the expectations we put on ourselves and each other. And there's gatekeeping and there's limitations to certain things. And sometimes we try and everything is set up for success and the timing just isn't right. And so, listener, whatever situation potentially came to your mind while I rambled on today about the craziness that is my life right now, I hope that this reminder that it's not you, it's not your fault, I hope that really resonates with you as much as it did with me, and that it gives you some peace and some freedom. And if you need it, permission to look at the problem in front of you with new eyes and perhaps even some renewed energy, to know that it's not you and it's not your fault, but you can still make the changes you need. Whether they're fueled by sacred rage or some other emotion that is softer. Whatever it is that you are ready to change, that you have had enough with settling for, that whatever that you are ready to transition to, you can do it. And it's okay to let go of the feeling of blame for being in this position in the first place. It's not you. It's not your fault. Sometimes life just doesn't go smoothly. And that's okay. So I hope you got a lot out of today's episode. I hope that it goes to the right ears. Whoever found this, thank you again for being here, for listening to me and my processing and my realizations. Again, maybe like me logically, you knew this. You knew logically, it's not me. It's not me. It's not me. But to tap into that just a little bit deeper, a little bit more grounded, a little bit more emotional. It's not me. And let yourself really feel into that. And empower you to move forward. You are doing great things in the world, wonderful listener. Whether you see the ripples of it daily, weekly, monthly, or never, you are doing beautiful things in this world. And every day, continue to wake up and be the change you wish to see. be the microcosm in the macrocosm, because people will gravitate to you for your energy, your compassion, your love, your vibrance. They will see what you are doing and the beauty you are bringing into this world, the lives you are changing, and they will want to be part of it. So keep your head up. Do what you need to do to set yourself up for success along this path, whatever the path is for you, to continue doing your best work and continue living your best life, because that's the true you. Thank you again for listening to today's episode. I will see you in the next one. This podcast is sponsored by the Music Therapy Podcast Collective, also known as MTPC, where you can find a variety of CMTE opportunities in the form of pod courses. All of MTPC's pod courses are built on a listen, learn, apply model, where you start by listening to some assigned podcast episodes, then move into learning with the assistance of a workbook filled with resources for you to start your self-study towards whatever topics are most interesting, inspiring, and applicable to your practice. And then we finish with the apply section, which includes an office hour and a worksheet to determine how you are going to apply your learning to your personal life or professional practice. You can find all the Music Therapy Chronicles pod courses on our website, musictherapychronicles.com, and you can find the entire catalog of pod courses at MTPC's website, mtpodcastcollective.com. Make sure you also get on the MTPC newsletter for 10% off your first pod course purchase. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this episode. I really hope you enjoyed this conversation and got a lot out of it. If you're looking for more Music Therapy Chronicles, you can check out our website, musictherapychronicles.com, for more episodes, blog posts, social media links, contact information, our self-care community, and our CMTE opportunities in the form of pod courses. Hop on our monthly newsletter if you haven't already, and follow us on social media for just staying up to date on what's going on behind the scenes. We are Music Therapy Chronicles on all of the platforms. Please take a moment to leave us a rating and review. They really help the podcast be more visible, so more people like you who are looking for this type of content can find it. Thank you again for taking the time to listen to this week's episode, and I'll see you in the next one.